points better than the song, that's for sure. But all smiles at West Ham at the moment. And Fornals' goal was a crucial one, where that second half went. Alisson, could he have done better here?
Well, everybody... Mane was awful. Jarrod Bowen takes it. Oxlade-Chamberlain should have brought him down, or Fabinho should have brought him down. You've let Jarrod Bowen run 40 yards with the ball, slip Fornals in really comfortably. I've got no problem with that. Virgil van Dijk and Matip have got Antonio. But how can you let Jarrod Bowen run past 3 people there without getting a challenge in? And then the goalie should have done better. But, I mean, you can't take anything away from Pablo Fornals. He made a good run. He's finished it off well, but Jurgen Klopp will not be happy how easy it was to run and just slip an easy pass in like that.
There's a lot wrong with Liverpool's defending in that, and that's why they said you can see what West Ham are doing now. They've got a lot of players on form, but they're obviously taking a lot of notice of the weaknesses of other teams. They know that winning it off of Liverpool like they did, I thought Mane was terrible, where he came off for the ball, thought the ball into him from Fabinho was poor. It was on the defender's side. Defender came in and won it. And then I thought Trent Alexander didn't get across. He didn't sense the danger, because Fornals ran right from the middle of the pitch, and he's got to come across, because you look at him at the end and he really started to motor at the end of it. It was too late. There's too many things that went wrong there for me. What people should look at with Liverpool and say, well, this is what we've got to do against them. This is why I was saying that when you look at it, Trent Alexander's in a perfect position now.
Yeah.
Right? You can see now he's got to react quicker than that. He's got to be closer. It's still too late. Now it's too late. So the goalkeeper, you could say the goalkeeper could have done more. He's come out pretty far. But I just feel that that's the kind of situation what people have to look at with Liverpool and say, you know something, we can get at this team, because if Mane's going to play as poorly as he did today, lose the ball in areas like that where West Ham weren't doing in the first half, they dropped off, then you could put Liverpool under pressure and you could see that you could score goals against them.
We saw the interview there with Kurt Zouma. He said, we know Liverpool are going to be open. They are going to be open. I had no problem with where the fullbacks were there. It's the decision-making for Fabinho. The straight ball into Mane is not a good one. Absolutely right. He's got to do better to try and hold it up. But 9 times out of 10, he picks the right pass there, Fabinho. Today, he didn't. But give credit to West Ham, because when it turned it over, they were incisive. You know, Bowen never didn't even think twice. He thought, I'm going to start making ground. I'm going to run straight at the heart of them. That's what he did. And look at Fornals. He's breaking his neck to get into the box, get into the support of Antonio. Defender goes with Antonio, he gets slid in, and the goalkeeper has to do better. But that was the way Moyes set them up. They knew they were going to have a chance, but they have to break quick. When they're out of position, you have to break quick to not let them funnel back in. And that's what they did to them today. Brilliant.
Perfectly.
Kurt Zouma's goal. How disappointed will Jurgen Klopp be?
I mean, he's free as you like there, which is fine. Goalkeeper,
I think he's got to
just
get
one of
that
those
steam.
days for the goalkeeper. Gets completely caught up with all the shenanigans with Antonio and Dawson behind him, instead of just looking at the ball, dealing with the problem. But, you know, again, Kurt Zouma is as free as you want. Just runs round the back and gets a lovely, simple enough header for him past the goalkeeper. Homework has been done. Quality of cross was excellent. Putting pressure on the goalkeeper, even though he didn't need to be pressurised today. And it's paid dividends. And you have to say well done to West Ham. You can't keep saying, oh, it was a mistake by Liverpool, mistake. They have played on this, West Ham, and they've done the homework, and they've got the just rewards for it. And you have to say well done to them.
The goalkeeper, for the length of time that corner was in the air, I think that he could easily get that at his highest point.
You've seen beforehand, right? 30 seconds before the corner's taken, he's pushing Antonio out the way. The ball's over there. Don't worry about him. That's the ref's job. Yeah, he's pushing him here and pushing him there, and he's already occupied before the corner's been taken. So he's not aware of the situation.
When you say West Ham had done the homework, had Liverpool, because since David Moyes came back to West Ham, they've scored the most set-play goals of any team, West Ham.
Well, you look at the delivery for a start, Steve. I don't think they put a bad free kick in, a bad corner in today.
So what I'm saying, Liverpool must have known that was coming.
Well, they would have known it was coming, but at the same time, you look at, for me, the way they were set up, Kurt Zouma didn't even have a man on him. When you look at Kurt Zouma, you know what I mean? We're talking about one of their best headers of the ball. He's got 4 or 5 yards on him. Kurt, you know, between him, between Mane, between Trent, no one, he's free. And then when you look where he's headed it, he's literally, yes, he's on the angle, but he's 2 yards out. I think the goalkeeper, the height, the length of time that ball's in the air, goalkeeper's got to come and at least push it on or something.
Absolutely. It can be simple enough. 2 goals today is both goalkeeper errors. too occupied, preoccupied with Mikel Antonio. He's not fouling him, he just occupied his mind. He's worried about him rather than the ball going there. But as much as Trent's brilliant going forward, you've got to want to head the ball once in a while. He does not want to do anything he can to not put his head on a football. He will not head that ball at the back post. We see him time and time again. All season, if we look at the goals, what they concede, it's back post. Trent Alexander does not want to head it and someone's more aggressive. Today was exactly the same. He sees that coming. I'm not sure he can do too much. It's Kurt Zouma. But at least have a go. Try and put your body on the line. Try and nut him in the face or something. He's not even trying. Against
Brentford, it was the same. Just blind balls, far post, in, far post, and attack.
Yeah.
And that whether they've studied 100 games of Liverpool and seen where they're weak and seen who attacks the ball and who doesn't. Keep it away from Van Dijk. Keep it away from Matip. And the rest, there's not a lot of height there. Fabinho's there, but today they were quite static at corners, and it's not a surprise that they conceded.
They asked them a question at the end, at least, when Origi came on and pulled one back.
Yeah, you know, well, he does that. He does that for Liverpool. He scores very important goals for them. And this, for me, it's a top-quality goal. I'm going to be totally honest. It's a great ball in from Jordan Henderson. Gets a bit of luck here, but that touch is fantastic. And that's a very, very good goal. When you look at it from this angle, his touch here, perfect. And, you know, just go back across the keeper. This is a good finish. And, you know, we saw the chance with Martin. As bad as they've been, in respect to the chances that they didn't take, they could have gone away. This, for me, is an unbelievable chance. I think you volley that in.
Yeah.
Maybe the fact that he's let it come down so low, it's a little bit behind him. He's trying to direct it on goal, where if he comes in on his right foot, just slot it into the goal, just hit it straight at the keeper. And he had a poor game today, Mane. You know, gave away the ball for the goal. He didn't look into the game for me. And then that terrible miss.
OK, more from the boys in a moment, but let's get the thoughts, and they will be interesting thoughts, of the Liverpool manager, Jurgen Klopp.
Well, Jurgen, the long unbeaten run comes to an end like they all do. What did you think were the reasons for that?
Well, key moments, obviously, today. I think the goals, it's clear. For some situations, I think they can or have to go another way. So first and foremost, let's talk about the game just like this. It's the goals they score. I think the first is a foul. So on the goalie, now I don't know exactly what players have to do that they whistle a foul against the goalie. The arm goes against Ali's arm. So how can he catch a ball when somebody pulls his arm away? It makes really no sense. That was first goal. We scored an equalizer. Are fully in control of the game. Nothing really happened. They only went for a counter, which we didn't allow in the first half, and set pieces, which we didn't allow too many in the first half as well. One too much, maybe. Second half, we didn't play as clear anymore as the first half. So over the whole 90 minutes, I would have wished, or 95 minutes, I would have wished that we are more clinical or ruthless in the last third. We didn't have enough finishes really over the whole 95 minutes for the percentage of possession we had. So that's then counter-attack. They do well in these situations. They have quality in this situation. And then, of course, the second set piece, which we concede, is a great set piece, I have to say. And is, in the end, very difficult to defend when the ball is taken that well. But I said, the 1-0, I really, it's, how can that happen? I just don't know it. It's then the typical excuse, probably, that the VR says it's not clear and obvious. I don't know what you need in this situation, and I don't know what about the Hendo situation. I saw them now back. Cresswell, not sure I will use the right vocabulary, but for me, that's a reckless challenge. And even when he touched the ball before, I really don't know. You cannot go like this. Everything can happen there. And then you say, but he touched the ball before. Yeah, but you have to control your body. So two situations, obviously, that were influential in the game, let me say like this. But in the end, West Ham fought for the 3 points. They are not responsible for the decisions they have made or that we are made, and so they won the game, and that's it.
How difficult are their corners to defend anyway? And I suppose particularly with the first one, is there any more your defenders can do to sort of clear the area around Alisson? Is there any more Alisson himself can do?
There was no player of us there, but there were only 2 players of West Ham. We cannot clear them. If the goalie takes them and puts them away, then it's probably a penalty. So what can he do? That's why the goalie has is protected in moments. So, and now if a player goes up in the air and arm, that's of course it's not important, but for a goalie it's obviously an important piece of the body, and if that is knocked away, how can he make it safe? I know people will say, oh God, he's looking for excuses. I'm not. It's just I'm completely calm. I accept. I don't think we are too good to lose football games. No, today we lost it. That's not nice, but I accept that, obviously. But when we speak about the situation in the game, then in moments you just need normal decision, not one side, not the other side, a normal decision from a ref, and he didn't do that, and that's the situation.
So, with regard to your team's performance, you sort of said the second half wasn't as good as the first. Why not? Why do you think?
Yeah, I don't know now 100%. It was just clear. We lost too many balls, so that's why they had counter-attacks in the first half. They didn't have that, so because there was no need. Really, we had them where we wanted them. Just it's 1-1. All good. So there was only one team playing. We should have done that exactly, but we were not. It looked like we lost a bit patience. Like, come on, now we have to do it. Now we have to be like when you are not clear enough in the last third in the first half. You think you have to decide that further up the pitch or whatever, but it's not true. Until then, you have to play the same stuff. Then you get in these situations again, and there you can make a difference. There you make a little dribbling. The cross is better. We had, I think, first half a lot of situations where we came to the touchline, didn't find anybody in the box. Yes, the box is full. So like misunderstanding. The edge was completely free, but we had no player there as well, so it was really free. And these kind of things. And then they drop really deep in their own box, so it's not easy, but then you have to put the ball there that they have the chance to score an own goal as well. So, how I said, you have to force or to fight them down then in this last third. And that's what we are completely self-critical, that there we were not good enough. But over the whole game against a team with a top momentum, little things decided, and there were a few little things that went against us.
In his interview, Virgil van Dijk said you got a bit rash. Would you agree with that? Second half?
Rash?
I don't know, like trying a bit too hard, I suppose.
I thought that I said that with we lost patience. If that's the same,
it really is. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Thank you. So that's true. That you could see that it was just we were not that calm in the decisive moments. So they couldn't get us in the decisive areas. We could get the ball wide, we could go through the half spaces, and then of course when you try to put the ball in the box, and we had there 8-9 players. So not easy. Go again, do it again, and there we were not. We were not patient enough.
So it's a long time since you lost. How important will the reaction be after the international break?
Yeah, that will be important, but I cannot think about that today. We have Arsenal is in 2 weeks or whatever, so in between the boys have 2 games, most of them, pretty much all of them, so we just hope and pray that they recover well and play their games and come then back healthy, and then home game Arsenal. Look, we can be better 100%, but when you watch, I don't know how many games, you cannot play always the absolute best football. You have to kind of grind a result out, and today was a game for that. We were the better side, we have all these kind of things, but they scored 3 goals, we didn't, and again, decisive moments, the decisions went against us.
Thank you.
Welcome.
On then in the east of London between West Ham and Liverpool, so much to discuss. Let's get straight to the start inside 3.5 minutes. Any issue with anything on Alisson there for you, Maka?
No, I'm more than happy for that to be a goal, to be honest. Sometimes the goalkeepers are overprotected. I think Ogbonna does challenge Alisson, but he's come off the near post and started to move backwards, and I don't think it's deliberate. He has to put his arms in the air to challenge. I know Antonio is sort of blocking him behind, but that's a ploy that, you should be trying to gain an advantage of, and I'm all right with that. I think it should have been, once it went in, I was happy for it to be given. OK, let's see what Dermot Gallagher thinks, the former Premier League referee, because Stuart Atwell in VAR had a close look at it. You in agreement there, Dermot?
I am. I'm in Macca's camp here, Stevie. I think, the goalkeeper's not strong enough. I think it's quite refreshing. This is the third incident like this we've seen this season that's resulted in a goal. So it's shown a bit of consistency with the referees not backing the goalkeeper, as we're accused of sometimes.
Now, there might not be such agreements on the next thing we're going to show you, which is Aaron Cresswell's tackle on Jordan Henderson. Tim, what was your first impression of this?
Red card. I still think it's a red card now. I think Cresswell knows what he's doing. You know, he's going to win the ball, but he knows there's a chance he can leave a bit on Jordan Henderson. Exactly what he does. If he was to freeze that, if they slowed that down, they showed the VAR, they freeze it like they do. We know if they freeze, we talk about it all the time. If they freeze anything, it always looks worse. So why show them it? 2-footed, off the floor, red card.
Dermot?
I think if the referee had a whistle, give a yellow card straight away, Stevie. You know, we wouldn't have been thrown to the VAR then.
Didn't even give a free kick, Dermot.
He didn't, and I think that's why we're discussing it now, Stevie, to be honest.
And is that because he doesn't touch him? Because I was saying it's still dangerous.
It's not a nice tackle. You and I both know that. But I think he hasn't made the contact that Holgate made early. You know, Holgate stood straight into the back of the calf.
No.
I think that you see Jordan Henderson actually moves his foot out of the way.
I'm the same. When we saw it in real time, we all three of us went, oh, because we knew what he was doing. When you've played the game, you know what type of tackle that is, and you know the intention in the player's mind who was committing that tackle.
You want to hurt him.
And Cresswell was trying to get the ball and take some of the man. I don't care what anybody says. The fact that his right foot comes right off the ground and around him, I thought it was another terrible challenge, even though he wins the ball initially. Like Holgate, I think the follow-through and the intent is to try and get the man afterwards.
And is the intent important here, Dermot?
Well, I think that's why I go back to what I said, Stevie. I think if the referee whistles, which I think he should have done, and brought a yellow card out, I think that would calm it all down. But I think because we've gone from nothing to checking for a red card, it's ramped everything up.
Liverpool's equaliser. Are you happy that it was a free kick on Mo Salah?
It looked clumsy. At first, when you see the referee's position, you see here, it looks a clumsy tackle. It looks so Rice dangles his leg. You look from this angle, it looks so he throws himself to the ground. Yeah. But what you would say is the referee's closest to it. He gave the free kick. You know, the VAR can't intervene then.
It looks very... Honestly, when you look at it, the more I look at it, I'm trying to think where the actual touch was. But, you know, Mo's done beautifully there with the skill, but I'm trying to see where...
I think it's that left leg of Righty. I'm not saying there's loads of contact, not at all. Like the Soumare one on Rafinha before, I think throw-ins get given when they're not throw-ins, or it brushes off, or a corner. And these things happen 100 times in the game. It's the fact that this happens right afterwards.
Wow, that's beautiful. And when you see it from the other angle, it's just so they worked it out absolutely brilliantly, because there you can see Souček and Declan Rice, who are the tallest. Once they've moved it, it's going now over Bowen, and it has to be executed perfectly. But that's fantastic, because they've just literally negated the two tallest guys in the wall, and he's got the capability of whipping that up and down. It's absolutely top draw.
Trent Alexander-Arnold with the equaliser. Dermot, thank you very much indeed. We'll speak to you later. All to play for in the second half then.